Hello everyone, welcome back to English class. Today we are going to read a poem, First Language English of class 8th textbook. And the title of the poem is Benjamin Jones Goes Swimming, written by Aileen Fischer. Before moving forward, let us see who is Aileen Fischer. Aileen Fischer was an American writer. She was born on September 9, 1906 in USA. She was a children's writer or poet and playwright. As I said, she was an American writer. She wrote more than 100 children's books, including poetry, picture books, which are in verse, prose, and which are related to nature. She even wrote articles for magazines and journals. She won NCT Award for Excellence in Poetry for Children, and she died on December 2nd, 2002. Today we are going to read a poem written by Aileen Fischer, and the title of the poem is Benjamin Jones Goes Swimming. This poem describes an incident in a humorous manner. It tells the story of Benjamin Jones, who participated in a swimming competition. He wasn't a good swimmer, yet he wanted to try and win that competition. So whether he won that competition or not, let us find out by reading the poem. Benjamin Jones Goes Swimming. Student, I want you to follow the lines as I read it on. Benjamin Jones, in confident tones, told his wife on the 4th of July, I think I will compete in the free-for-all meet. I bet I can win if I try. But his wife said, my word, how very absurd. You haven't gone swimming for years. With others so fast, you are sure to be last, and I will blush to the tip of my ears. Well, the fourth quickly came, and waiting acclaim were wonderful swimmers galore, each poised in his place for the start of the race, while spectators crowded the show. The contest began, and Benjy, poor man, was passed on the left and the right. His pace was so slow that a crab saw his toe and thought it would venture a bite. Ben noticed the crab as it started to grab, and perhaps the result can be guessed. The thought of his toe in the claw of his foe made him swim like a swimmer possessed, and the crowd on the shore sent up a great roar as Ben took the lead in the dash, while his wife on the dock received such a shock she fell in the lake with a splash. Now let us read this poem stanza-wise. Benjamin Jones Goes Swimming. As I said, this poem talks about Benjamin Jones and his wish to participate in a swimming competition in a humorous manner. Let me read the first stanza once again. Benjamin Jones, in confident tones, told his wife on the 4th of July, I think I will compete in the free-for-all meet. I bet I can win if I try. So this particular poem talks about Benjamin Jones' wish to compete in a competition. So one day, in confident tones, being very firm or assured, he told his wife, what did he say? On the 4th of July or on 4th July, I think I will compete in the free-for-all meet. Free-for-all meet means that in that competition, anybody can participate, irrespective of their age. In that competition, Benjamin wanted to participate. He was so sure that if he tried, he thought he will win. That's why he said, I bet I can win if I try. He was very sure about his win. In this stanza, there are rhyming words like Jones, tones, compete, meet. Now let us look at the second stanza. Let me read the stanza again. But his wife said, My word, how very absurd. You haven't gone swimming for years. With others so fast, you are sure to be last, and I will blush to the tip of my ears. Look at her expression. Benjamin Joe's wife said, My word, how very absurd. Here, my word is an expression or it's an exclamation of surprise. Usually, we use such expression to express our joy, sadness, shock, or surprise. For example, we say, God, or good heavens, oh my God. Similarly, Benjamin Jones' wife exclaimed, My word, how very absurd. The word absurd means foolish. Because Benjamin Jones, he is not a very skillful swimmer. And also, he hasn't gone swimming for years. That's why she addressed him as a foolish. Because definitely in that competition, others who were about to compete were definitely skillful swimmers. That's why they will be very fast. And because Benjamin Jones is not a skillful swimmer and he hasn't gone swimming for years, sure he will be last in that competition. And she said, I will blush to the tip of my ears. Here, I will blush to the tip of my ears indicates her worry towards the competition, that he would lose in the competition and make fool of himself, and thereby he will embarrass her. That's why she exclaimed, I will blush to the tip of my ears. In this second stanza, there are some rhyming words such as word absurd, fast, last. Let us read the third stanza. Well, the fourth quickly came, and waiting acclaim were wonderful swimmers galore, each poised in his place for the start of the race, while spectators crowded the show. Look at the first line. So the day of that competition arrived. Yes, and waiting. Everyone was eagerly waiting for that day, and there were completely praises about that competition. And there were many wonderful swimmers gathered. Galore means in many numbers, in large number. So there were plenty of swimmers gathered for that competition. And on that day of competition, each poised in his place for the start of the race. They stood ready for the competition, while spectators crowded the show. While spectators means audience or viewers or watchers. They were in full numbers on the shore of that lake where the competition was about to begin. In this stanza, we can see some rhyming words such as came, acclaim, galore, show, place, race. The contest began, and Benjy, poor man, was passed on the left and the right. His pace was so slow that a crab saw his toe and thought it would venture a bite. So the contest or the competition began. And Benjy, who is Benjy here? He is none other than Benjamin Jones. He is addressed with a nickname. So Benjy, poor man, was passed on the left and the right. They are calling him poor man because he is unskilled, and we know that he hasn't gone swimming for years. That's why in front of other skillful swimmers he looked like a poor, unskilled man. And what happened when the competition began? When the competition or the contest began, Benjamin just moved very slowly. His pace was so slow. Pace means speed. It was so slow that a crab saw his toe. See how slow he was. A crab saw his toe and thought it would venture a bite. So it also thought about trying or biting him. In this stanza, there are some more rhyming words, and those are began, man, slow, toe, bite, right. So what happened next? Whether that crab bite him? Shall we find out? Ben noticed the crab as it started to grab, and perhaps the result can be guessed. The thought of his toe in the claw of his foe made him swim like a swimmer possessed. See what happened. Ben is nothing but Benjamin Jones. He noticed the crab as it started to grab. It was about to bite his toe. He saw it, and we can guess the result. Yes, but it happened completely reverse. What happened? The thought of his toe in the claw of his foe. So he thought about his toe by, by bitten by a crab. That thought made him a professional swimmer. He swam like a professional swimmer, a swimmer possessed. Here foe means enemy. So he thought about the crab as an enemy, and the thought of being bitten by that crab made him or made his speed very fast. So he swam like a professional, skillful swimmer. So in this paragraph, we can see some more rhyming words, and those are crab, grab, toe, foe. So what happened next? Whether he won the competition, whether that crab bite his toe? Let's see. And the crowd on the shore sent up a great roar as Ben took the lead in the dash. While his wife on the dock received such a shock, she fell in the lake with a splash. So what happened? All the crowd or spectators, they saw a miracle happening in the competition. What was it? That the person, Benjamin Jones, who was at last started swimming very fast. That's why the crowd on the shore, they started supporting him with a great roar, with cheering, as Ben took the lead in the dash. So he took the lead. He left everyone behind because of the thought of being bitten by a crab. Dash means competition. So as he was leading the competition, his wife, who was present on the dock, she was in a shock. She received a shock. Because of that shock, she fell in the lake with a splash. So splash, you know this word, you might have heard this word. Yes, so when something fell in the water, there we hear a sound of splash. So when Benjamin Jones' wife fell in the lake, there was a sound of splash. What a turn and a twist in the competition, right? Benjamin Jones, who was supposed to be at the end of the competition, yes, because nobody guessed that he will lead the competition and he will win the competition, but because of the crab, he swam very fastly and won the competition. So in this paragraph, we came across some of the rhyming words, and those are showed, rode, dog, shock, dash, splash. So this poem, Benjamin Jones Goes Swimming, is written in the style of a satire. What is satire? Satire is an artistic device or a form. It is a way of using humor to show that someone or something is foolish or bad or weak. So we can also say that satire is a way of making fun of people by using very silly or exaggerated language. So throughout the poem, when we are reading it, we came across this concept. Yes, the poem is written in a humorous manner. That's why this is a satire. Then what do we learn from this poem? We learn that problems in life can be overcome only with strong determination, and luck favors the brave. If you are determined enough, then definitely even the luck favors you. So this is the poem Benjamin Jones Goes Swimming, written by Aileen Fischer.